Well, it's difficult to bring this week back in just a few words, as so much has happened. But it definitely met all my expectations and beyond. I don't think I've had many expectations. I came on this path of trying ayahuasca via Serene. He mentioned that it was a nice option for me to look into. So that was my main kind of like idea around kind of like this retreat, to have the option to use this plant medicine. However, maybe the main expectation is linked to the fact that I wanted it to be beyond just an experience, just a ceremony, just kind of like a nice vision, a nice journey, and then go back to life and still kind of like being lost. So I was looking for a place where it is embedded in a bigger structure, with focus on different layers, including the plant medicine, but kind of like a more holistic approach. That's what really attracted me to this place. So how and maybe linked to that, I'm already focused on kind of like spiritual development for quite some time, reading different books, listening to different teachers, meditating, I was expanding kind of like my knowledge linked to this, but it remained to a certain level always conceptual. They were kind of like terms, concepts. It's almost a language that you're learning. And my biggest hope was for this week to kind of like be integrating some of this new language, to make sure that it goes beyond a concept, but that you can actually have a connection with what it could look like, realizing that the real work is still to come, but at least having a bit of a taste what it is part of. And I think now having this experience, going back to the more conceptual part, the teachings, helps me to kind of like build on that experience. A 100%, it would be, I just found out about this place. It would be a huge loss if this would disappear, because it's almost that your approach, focus on mind, body and spirit, kind of like the full holistic approach, is reflected what this property stands for. Not only it's with the staff, all of the people very dedicated to kind of like the bigger aim, the bigger goal, but the whole atmosphere, the whole everything what you feel here is focused on that concept, and it's a very special place. To the fact that you have the opportunity to be in silence, be with nature, have a safe place, a safe space. It's the place where we have the ceremonies is it's like a new, you step into a different portal already just by being there, by resting there. So preserving that in the way you've developed this over all these years would be a huge loss if that would disappear. It's funny, I think it was shared per email just the week before we started the retreat. So I wasn't aware of it until then. However, looking back, I can't imagine any other way. Like, it would have been so strange to have your cell phone here, because, and I'm relatively disciplined, but I know myself, I would check it, I would send pictures to my son, I would still remain in contact with the external world, and I think that would be a huge missed opportunity, because it's all about slowing down and focusing inwards and just stop kind of like and reflect on everything that you've learned. And you notice even a conversation, how quickly you're distracted from the journey you're on. So eliminating most of these distractions, and the phone being a big one of them, and other electronic devices, but even books. Not feeding your mind for 1 week. I mean, we're taking up so much knowledge every day, via conversations, via books, via the internet. So just having that all on hold and just be here, dedicated, realizing why you're here. It's for me almost a bigger, it might even have a bigger impact than the actual ceremony. It's kind of like the full package. The conversations we have with all the staff here, the looking at nature, the disconnected. I think that is as big of a part of the retreat as just the ceremonies itself. Yeah, for sure. But with quite some confidence, not with the expectation that I'm there, especially not, but I think it's also after some time of integration, it's also time to be out there again, because that's where you have to live, right? That's where we function. And it was actually supported by my 3 ceremonies as well, to kind of like slowly be prepared for the outside world again. Where the first 2, it was really clear, okay, this is how it works, this is how life functions, this is the perfect flow, the perfect intelligence behind all system. Don't interrupt, don't interfere, let it develop. And it was without any interpretation of mind, I could just feel it, I was part of it, I was awareness at that time. And the last session, it was less in my face. I kind of like, the signals were a little bit more subtle, but it was still there. So it was almost like telling me, the magic is still there, the functions are there. But be aware, it's not always going to be this easy. You have to calm down, you have to focus, you have to rest, and then you're ready to kind of like integrate it. So I think it's slowly, the medicine is smart. You're already kind of like preparing yourself for the world outside. And yeah, is there more work going to be required? Yes. So I hope that this center will remain here. But I feel now also confident to start the real work.